Hey there, Mike from Sports Talk 101. So today I was, just searching through some sports, whatever, just some articles or whatever, and I came across one. The uh, major leagues, the baseball, they're adding one more wild card team to each playoff. So now instead of just the three division winners and one, I'm assuming what they're going to do is they're going to send the like the AL winner and the NL winner, overall, just give them a first round bye, and then have the two division winners face off against two um, wild card teams. You know, um, I love this idea. I don't know why they didn't do it before. It's great for the players, the teams. It gives teams an extra chance to get into the playoffs. That's another like this year the Atlanta they kind of collapsed, uh, losing their last 5 games of the season. All they had to do was win one of them, and they would have made the playoffs. They lost all five, and the St. Louis Cardinals, who ended up winning the World Series, made the playoffs over them in the final game of the season. If this rule was implemented back then that means that the Atlanta would have been in the playoffs. But that crazy collapse, and they were in the playoffs. So it would help out teams like that. It would also help out teams like in the AL East, which is a very strong division with Boston, New York. Recently, the Rays have been absolutely, amazing, building up from their depth, and then the Jays are doing the exact same thing. The Jays, I think, are gonna surprise some people this season. They're gonna have a pretty good season. They might contend for that second wild card spot. It's gonna help teams like those in tough divisions because it used to be, last year, a great team like Boston, who once again was just one game out from the playoffs, lost it to Tampa. Well, I mean, when you got 4 or 5 good teams in one division, that kind of sucks because only two of them have a chance to even make the playoffs. So a team like Boston may have had probably are better than some other team in the playoffs, but because they got New York and um, Tampa in the same division, they didn't make the playoffs. However, this year, if the same thing happens, they'll be in the playoffs. So it benefits the teams really well, and the city obviously because the teams get to play a playoff game. Just gets the city all happy and just gets them all, yeah, we made the playoffs, woo, type environment. Just the environment will be crazy. I've never been to a playoff game in my life, but watching the World Series playoffs on TV, it looks like it's just unreal. And being a Canadian, I see Joe Carter's home run play all the time, and the building just went electric, and so it's really a passionate thing being in the playoffs and opening it up to two more teams a year. It's good for the city. Um, it's also good for the league. Like I don't understand how they didn't think of this or do this before to begin with. I mean, it's an extra four to anywhere from 4 to 17 games, extra playoff games per year to generate revenue. I mean, sure, it extends the league another what week or like 2 weeks. Big whoop. It only goes into like the beginning of October anyway, so it goes mid October. It's not that much colder, and I'm sure like the players won't mind playing another, 4 to 6 games or 4 to 12 another games to try and win themselves a championship. I mean, so all around, it's a great idea, and I'm very glad to see that they're expanding it, and I think it's really gonna help out teams, and it's gonna make it more. The race is gonna be better because now it's not just one team, it's two teams, which means that the third place team is gonna want to race those guys instead of the second racing the first. Now the third's gonna race the second, and the fourth, and so on. So I think it's gonna be really good. It's gonna be a really competitive season, and I'm really excited for it. We got spring training starting up this week, and so being a Canadian boy, I'm gonna give a shout out to my boys. Go Jays, go! All right, comment, rate, subscribe, and thank you for watching. And have a good night.